Hi guys, welcome to another video. Now let's just jump straight into this. There are a lot of features on a modern day AMG Mercedes that they just don't tell you about when you buy the car, and you've either got to know that they exist or figure it out for yourself. 2 out of 3 of these things I didn't even know myself. My dad actually had to tell me them when he drove the car the other week, and I've had the car for 7 months now. I just didn't know it existed, but I can see them being very useful in the real world. So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So stay tuned. Gotta have you right now, not tomorrow, right now, I know you right now. Didn't get much, gotta have you right now, not tomorrow, right now, I know you right now. Didn't get much. Right, so the very first thing, let's set the scene here. You're carrying a bunch of stuff in your hands, shopping, whatever, you're loading the car up. You'll be pretty familiar with a modern day key. In general, you can open the boot directly from your key and it just releases. So I'll do it here. If I pull that button down, it goes up, and it's a gas lift. So if you were to hold it down again, like so, the boot would close as well. That's all well and good if you've got your keys at hand, they're readily available, but let's say they're tucked into an awkward jeans pocket, a bag, a handbag if you're a lady, or a man if that's your thing. It's a bit of a faff. What you can do is, if you walked up to the car and waved your foot about, automatically releases. Same again if you wanted to close it. Let's say you were taking things out of the car, unloading the car, hands were full, and that shuts. Now, I don't know about you, I think that's a pretty useful feature. I wish I'd actually known about that 7 months ago. I'm not just talking about specific AMG cars here now. Most modern Mercedes and most modern BMWs, Audis, Porsches, whatever, will have a feature like that, so just try it out next time you're at the supermarket. The next thing involves going out onto the road and the motorway specifically to kind of demonstrate this next thing. So let's jump in the car and I'll show you what I'm on about. Again, you might have known, might not have known. I've only just recently discovered it, mainly because where I can, I try not to use automatic. I use the paddles, but it is useful in a real world situation. Right, so let's say you're pulling onto a motorway, dual carriageway, whatever, anything above 50 miles an hour, and generally the car will go into 9th gear, and there's no torque or anything like that. There's no power in 9th gear, especially at that speed. So let's say you wanted to overtake something really quickly. If you put your foot down just in comfort mode, there will be a delay for like a second or two whilst the car kind of picks what gear to go in, and then you'll go off. By that time it could be too late. Same if you're in full sport plus and you're in paddles and you want to shift down several gears, it won't do that instantly. This is not that type of transmission. However, if you hold the left paddle down and you don't release it straight away, it'll shift down to the lowest gear you can possibly go in for that speed. So let's try that now. So it's gone to 4, and it just means you can basically a bit of pre-selection. I'm trying to get back up to 9th gear. I have to keep pressing the paddles, and this is the thing with a torque converter, which is what this is. When you're not in the right RPM or with the right amount of throttle going in, it doesn't like changing gears. Do that again. I'm in 9th gear, 70 miles an hour, hold the paddle down, it'll drop 1 gear to 8th and then straight to 4th, and then it shoots off. So obviously there is still that delay, but at least you're able to pre-select that. Generally on the motorway you don't need to do the last minute ditch attempt overtakes. It's probably more useful on a dual carriageway, or you know, you're stuck behind a tractor, slow van, whatever, just to shoot past really quick without having to go into full manual mode. Back to the driveway. Right, the next thing that I want to show you is the Mercedes Me app. If you're not using it because you think it's a bit of a gimmick and it doesn't really work, you can't really do much from it, it is actually a lot more useful than you think. I mean, it's not as useful and can't do as much stuff as, let's say, on the Tesla over here with the Tesla app, and generally some of the higher end models of Mercedes you can do a lot more. However, the very basics, just being able to open and lock your car via the app is a pretty big lifesaver, particularly if you're quite a forgetful person like myself. So if we just, let's try and go into the shade and do this. So if I go into doors, the car is unlocked at the minute. If I slide across, that's locked the car. Now the great thing with this is if you forget to do something, it will send you a notification through the app or even text message. You can choose what kind of notifications you want to get. You know, particularly if you're parking your car in like an underground car park, or you know, you live in an apartment and the car's, you know, you can't just open and close it from your bedroom window. It's particularly useful for that, and it's actually been pretty useful in lockdown as well. You know, I'm sure you've heard loads of stories of people that have kind of left their cars in the driveways for like multiple weeks, and the next time they've jumped into their car, battery's flat. This actually, it almost happened to this. I'd left the car in the driveway for just over a week, and I got a notification from the Mercedes Me app saying that the starter battery is quite low. Go jump in the car and drive around for however long. So it's great that, you know, it doesn't send you a notification when it's flat, you know, when there's nothing you can do about it. It'll let you know beforehand, you know, and it's just small things like that that one day it'll make you wish you just had the app in the first place. So there you have it, guys. Those are my 3 features on an AMG Mercedes that you may not have known about. You might have known about all of them, but let me know what you think of each particular feature. Has it been useful to you at any point? Been a bit of a lifesaver for myself. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.